All right. So, before we jump into the presentation, I wanted to just take a minute to introduce myself and tell you guys a little bit about my journey and how I got here. So, I started lashing in 2020. I was lashing in the midst of COVID, and of course, everyone still wanted their eyelash extensions. We all just wore masks at the time, both me and the client. I started in a lash boutique, working for a small business. And I was also working a retail job at the time, full time, and then lashing about 30 hours a week as well. So you can only imagine how crazy my schedule was building my clientele. After a year and a half of doing both, I was like, enough is enough. I'm exhausted. So I actually left my retail job and continued lashing full time. I did build my business from the ground up. Um, it's crazy that it's already been 6 years since I started doing everything. It does go by very quickly. I expanded my services from just eyelash extensions to multiple beauty services now, which is what we're going to talk about today as well. I'm still working with clients every single week. I have an office space in Sayville, New York currently. In this photo, it is a few years old. This is me in my first ever suite in 2021. And then in 2024, I did move my business to an office space. Everything I'm sharing today comes from a real life experience that I have either dealt with or been through, just like most of the people that are on here today. Also, as well, as I said, I am a Sugar Lash Pro education part of the education team, and my first travel will actually be next week with Tammy, our Sugar Lash Pro global educator, to Portland, Maine. So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Now that you know a little bit about me, I want to ask a question to the viewers that we have here today. How long have you been a lash artist? Less than 1 year, 1 to 3 years, 4 to 7, or 8 years? Or if you're just in the beauty industry, and you're hopping on here because you're interested in maybe becoming a lash artist, um, you can still comment how long you've been in the beauty industry for. Okay. Let's be honest. Have you heard any of these before? The market's oversaturated. Everyone is a lash artist now. Clients don't spend money anymore. The industry isn't what it used to be. All these concerns are real. Many artists are experiencing shifts in booking patterns and client behavior. But here's the question: are these signs that the lash industry is failing, or are they signs that our industry is changing and requiring us to adapt? So far this year, what has your biggest challenge been? Finding new clients, client retention, pricing with confidence, or slower bookings? Okay. Why lash artists are feeling the pressure, the challenges behind today's market. When artists talk about feeling discouraged or worried about the future, these are usually the reasons behind it. First, competition has increased dramatically. In many areas, there are more lash artists than ever before, especially on Long Island. There's lash artists everywhere. At the same time, we're dealing with economic uncertainty. Clients are paying more for groceries, housing, gas, childcare, and everyday necessities, just as we are. Social media has also changed the way that we view success. We're constantly comparing ourselves to highlight reels online and assuming that everyone else is fully booked. Then again, we have DIY lash products, changing beauty trends, rising business expenses, and now even conversations about artificial intelligence entering the beauty space. When you combine all these factors, it's easy to understand why so many artists feel the pressure. But here's the important thing: pressure doesn't automatically mean decline, it often means the market is changing. And the businesses that adapt to change are usually the ones that continue to grow. Okay. The opportunity behind the challenge. What if we're asking the wrong question? After hearing all these concerns, it's easy to conclude that the industry is declining. But I'd like to offer you guys a different perspective. What if increased competition doesn't mean there's less opportunity? What if it actually means demand has grown? Think about it. If there wasn't demand for lash services, we wouldn't continue seeing new artists entering the industry. New services like lash lifts, brow treatments, skincare, advanced beauty treatments haven't replaced lash extensions. They've expanded the opportunities available to beauty professionals. Client preferences naturally change over time. They always have and they always will. The artists who succeed long term aren't necessarily the most talented or the cheapest. They're the ones who learn how to adapt when the market changes. And despite these challenges we're discussing today, the beauty industry continues to grow. So maybe the question isn't how do we survive? Maybe the better question is how do we evolve alongside our clients? Beauty has always evolved. Sometimes we talk about change as if it's something new, but the beauty industry has been evolving for decades. The services, techniques, products, and trends have changed countless times. What was considered innovative in the 1950s looks completely different than what we offer today. Yet one thing has always remained the same. People have always invested in looking and feeling their best. So I thought that this would be a little fun poll for true or false. Women in the 1950s commonly wore false eyelash extensions for an everyday wear. Do you think that that is true or false? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Unfortunately, I'm unable to see your comments, but if you guys have any questions throughout the webinar, please comment and our global educator will actually pop in to let me know what your questions are. Okay, the answer is false. Strip lashes existed, but were primarily worn by actresses, models, and for special occasions. It was not an everyday beauty essential. Okay. The rise of the lash industry from luxury trend to a beauty staple. On the right side here, this is actually a lash lift and tint that I completed. The lash industry has experienced incredible growth over the last decade. What started as a niche service has become a recognized category within the beauty industry. Consumer awareness has increased, education has expanded, and dedicated lash brands have emerged. And now artists have more opportunities than ever before. Social media helped introduce lash services to millions of consumers, but the industry's growth extends far beyond social media. Today, clients view beauty services differently than they did 10 years ago. They aren't looking for occasional treatments, they're looking for treatments that help them with their convenience, confidence, and results that fit into their everyday lives. That's exactly why understanding client retention is so important. By the numbers, what does the data actually tell us? If the lash industry was truly declining, we would expect to see shrinking demand and declining market value. Instead, we're seeing the opposite. Current estimates place the global lash market at around 2 billion with projections reaching approximately 3.2 billion by 2032. That's a steady annual growth of roughly 6 to 7%. That doesn't mean every lash artist is thriving, it means the industry itself is continuing to grow. The real question isn't whether the industry is declining, it is who is adapting to the changes and who is getting left behind. Okay. The real shift isn't demand, it's consumer spending. The data shows the industry is growing, but that doesn't mean consumer behavior hasn't changed. Clients are absolutely being more intentional with their spending. People aren't necessarily eliminating beauty services, they're evaluating which services provide the most value in their daily lives. The artists who are struggling often assume that clients only care about price. In reality, many clients care about convenience, confidence, and time savings. This is about the DIY lash alternatives, which I know we've all been seeing all over social media. The DIY lash products have become more popular, especially as clients look for ways to save money or stretch their beauty budget. I've personally seen clients come in after using DIY lashes, and one of the biggest issues is how messy the adhesive can be. And when multiple lashes are glued together or the lashes are removed improperly, it can put unnecessary stress on the natural lash. I've had clients book lash lifts and tints thinking that the DIY lashes were a healthier option while they were taking a break from their extensions, only to find that their natural lashes were not in good condition because of the DIY application or removal. This isn't saying DIY is bad, it's about educating clients on the differences and showing them the value of professional services, not in just the results, but in protecting the health of their natural lashes. How adapting changed my business, turning slower seasons into a more consistent schedule. This is probably one of the biggest changes I've made in my own business. There was a time where I was only offering eyelash extensions, and during the slower months, that's all I really had to rely on. Once I expanded into lash lifts, facials, waxing, and retail, everything changed. Now my days are filled with a variety of services. If someone's getting eyelash extensions, or they might be coming in for a lash lift or a facial instead, it not only keeps my schedule more consistent, but it also keeps my work exciting because every day looks a little different. And I know with us doing lashes for 6 to 8 hours a day, our hands start cramping and we feel like we need a little bit of a break. So I absolutely think that lash lifts, brow laminations, waxing, facials, whatever your license and state allows, it's a great thing to, add more services into your menu. Um, Increase your revenue by pairing complementary services. I love this slide. This is one of the best things that you can do in your business to get in more clientele and increase your revenue. So, one of my favorite examples of adapting is combining services like a lash lift and tint and a brow lamination. They both complement each other beautifully. Using Sugar Lash Pro's products, you're able to provide a full eye enhancing transformation in nearly the same appointment window instead of relying on just one service. That means you're increasing your revenue from a single appointment while giving your clients more value. It's a win win. Clients love the convenience of leaving both with their lashes and brows done. It helps maximize your schedule without needing to add another booking. Sometimes growing your business isn't about working more hours, it's about making the hours you've already are working more valuable. Increase your revenue without extending your schedule. Small add ons can elevate the client experience while increasing your average ticket. One thing I learned that increasing revenue doesn't always mean squeezing in another client into your day. Sometimes it means maximizing the appointment you're already performing. Sugar Lash Pro offers service boosters like 24K Gold Pump and Glaze, which can be incorporated after a lash lift or brow lamination. These products help hydrate, nourish, and enhance the finished result while giving your clients an elevated experience. A strategy I love is offering a complimentary upgrade for a limited time. Clients get to experience the product firsthand, and it opens the door to adding it as a paid enhancement in the future. It's a simple way to introduce something new, increase perceived value, and grow your average ticket. So right here, you can see on the slide that this is the 24K Gold Pump that they put on the eyelash lift service. Okay, how much time do you think beauty services save the average client each morning? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 25 minutes? Okay, the answer is 15 minutes. What I've noticed is clients wear less makeup because they feel more confident with just their eyelash extensions, lash lifts, or brow laminations. When I started wearing eyelash extensions in 2018 until this year, I stopped wearing foundation, concealer, and blush unless it was for an event. With how all of our lives have become extremely busy with everything that we have going on, just an extra 15 minutes of sleep can make all the difference. Most people think that having a service of lashes done is just a luxury, but many clients come back for their fill in appointments because they're practical. Saving even 15 minutes every morning adds up to 90 hours a year. That's when we stop selling lashes as a luxury and start positioning them as an effortless essential. When we think about luxury services, we often think about things that people can easily cut from their budget. But the most successful lash artists understand something different. Many clients do not see their lash appointments as luxury anymore. They see them as a tool and a therapy appointment, of course. Um, Lashes save time in the morning, simplify daily routines, and help clients feel put together with less effort. For a busy mom, healthcare worker, teacher, business owner, or someone juggling multiple jobs, those extra minutes can feel so much better and have real more value to them. I know that an extra 15 minutes helps me in the morning. The artists who continue to thrive are the ones who position their services around convenience, confidence, and lifestyle, and not just beauty. So, if clients still see value in lashes, and the next question becomes, how do we keep them coming back? Simple ways to reward loyalty, small gestures, big impact. One thing I've learned throughout my career is that retention isn't one big thing, it's a collection of small things done consistently over time. While attracting new clients is important, I found that some of the strongest growth opportunities come from clients who are already sitting in your chair. Throughout the year, I make it a priority to show appreciation to my clients. During holidays like Valentine's Day, Easter, Halloween, and Christmas, I put together small treat bags for them. The great thing about client appreciation is that it doesn't have to be expensive to be meaningful. When I create treat bags, I shop affordable. I often purchase snacks and treats in bulk from places like Costco, BJ's, or Sam's Club, and then I pick up gift bags, tissue, paper, and packaging from Dollar Tree. This allows me to create something thoughtful and professional while keeping costs manageable. I also offer snacks and drinks in my waiting area that are complimentary to my clients. And sometimes what I do is I will like randomly, once I see that I'm running low on snacks or drinks, I will do a poll on my Instagram to see what clients would like to see, whether it's cookies, crackers, chips, more candy. If they want the little mini bottles of soda, or if they want water or juice boxes, I like to always keep those things nice and filled for them, because it's nice after you get up from an hour to 2 hours of a lash appointment. You're thirsty and you're hungry. So they also have little small snack bags as well, like the toddler size, and those are cute because they're like perfect size. Um, and I also incorporate seasonal giveaways and occasional promotions throughout the year to keep clients engaged and excited about being a part of my business as well. There are times where I only do giveaways for my current clientele, and I will have it closed to the public because they are your bread and butter. So I do believe that sometimes just showing them appreciation goes a long way instead of showing everyone on social media appreciation. Yeah, so that's a really good thing that you can do as well. Clients may not remember every lash map you've ever created, but they'll remember how you made them feel. When clients feel appreciated, valued, and connected to your business, they're more likely to remain loyal, refer their friends and family, and continue choosing you even when they're being more mindful about their spending. I'm sure that you've all heard clients come to you and be like, "I'm so broke right now, but I still need to get my lashes done." It's a necessity. I definitely understand that. I actually have a lash lift now, and I love it. But when I had my extensions on as well, I'm like, this is an absolute necessity. Like once you start doing your lashes, like there's no going back. Okay, so the 2026 retention formula, retention over finding new clients. At the end of the day, true retention isn't really about treat bags, giveaways, or referral programs. Those things are wonderful tools, but they're not the reason that clients stay. Clients stay because they feel valued. One of the most important things I've learned is to treat every client like a person and not a transaction. Take an interest in their lives, remember the details that they share with you, ask about their vacation, follow up on the new job that they were excited about, celebrate their engagement, their graduation, their pregnancy, or whatever milestones are important to them. The reality is that lash artists often spend more time with their clients than many of their friends and family do. I know that I do. There are weeks where I don't see my friends for like a month, but I saw my clients already twice. So over time, relationships naturally develop. When clients feel seen, heard, and genuinely cared about, they become more than just clients. They become loyal supporters of your business, and clients become your family. Um, the lashes may bring them in the door, but the relationship is often what keeps them coming back. In a world where clients have more options than ever before, your ability to create genuine connections can be one of the most powerful retention tools that you have. So, clients are people, not appointments. I think that the biggest thing in our industry is being yourself. I know that sometimes it's hard comparing yourself to what people are posting, their results, and this person may look more aesthetically pleasing or whatever, but clients don't care about that at the end of the day. They care about you being yourself, having that human, genuine connection. They're humans just like us. They have feelings, they have lives that are just as advanced and crazy. So some clients only have us as their friends to lean on in a time of need. I'm sure that we can all agree that clients have came in before and they come in crying and we're like wiping their tears and fanning them as we're trying to lash them. And sometimes we're the first to know about something that is upsetting them or something new that they're excited to share. I've had clients that came in, they're like, Carolann, I'm pregnant, but no one else knows. It's very heartwarming, and it's very nice that clients feel comfortable to come to you with their things, and they get free therapy out of it. So, and their time is just as valuable as yours. Another big thing that I want to touch on is when I enter my office in the morning, let's just say I start at 7 a.m. I leave my house by 6:30. I get to the office about 6:40. I'm not too far from the office, and I like to settle in, get my stuff together. And if a client is 5 minutes early, I will take them in because I'm like, I'm already here, all set up. Um, I think that the biggest thing is when the client walks in the door, they know that Carolann is in the room. They don't have to worry, is Carolann showing up to her appointment today? Is she going to run behind and run late? I don't see her car in the parking lot. I think that consistency really builds value with your client and it builds that trust. They're paying you for a service, an appointment, and they don't want to feel rushed. And also, another thing, too, is making sure that you are booking out enough time. So even if it takes me an hour and 15 minutes to do someone's fill. Maybe their natural lashes are a little bit more sparse than last time. I will still book out an hour and 30 or an hour and 45 minutes. I do not book hour to hour. Just to be safe of time. And of course, when we feel rushed, that's when we start getting flustered. Now our fans aren't coming out as good. So that's really important that I want to touch on. Okay, do you rebook most clients before they leave their appointment? Always, most of the time. Sometimes I wait for them to text me or they're on recurring schedules. So if you guys want to write in the chat. Okay. Consistency creates loyalty. Why retention is built over time and not overnight. Consistent booking is a huge reason why I've been able to keep my clients for so many years. Before a client leaves their appointment, we're always making sure that their next appointment is scheduled. This helps ensure they're taken care of within the appropriate time frame and aren't scrambling for availability when they realize that they need a fill. As we all know, schedules fill up quickly, especially during busy seasons. Personally, I use Gloss Genius, which allows me to place clients on a recurring schedule. Whether they come every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, they can reserve the same day and time consistently. Many clients love this because it eliminates the stress of scheduling and allows them to plan their routines weeks or even months in advance. Consistency creates comfort, and comfort creates loyalty. When clients know that they're taken care of, they're more likely to remain committed to their appointments and maintain their lashes properly. I love this because I am so type A. Like everything is done in that day. So there are some clients that maybe are type B, but to make sure that they're not scrambling around at the end, like when they're like, oh my gosh, Carolann, it's been 3 weeks, I need to fill tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm booked. This really helps to keep the clients to stay on schedule. And also it helps with their personal life. It helps with your personal life. Now I could be like, hey, I'm going to go out with, my friend Carrie later at 7 o'clock. I know that everyone for that Monday is taken care of. So I do think that implementing a booking app really does help. I used to use my Apple calendar. Back then, I was so against booking apps for a very long time. I said, I'm set in my ways. I don't want to change it. And I used to text every single client the day before saying, see you tomorrow at 7 a.m., see you tomorrow at 12, and I feel like when you are texting them to confirm their appointment, sometimes that gives them more of an opportunity to cancel or reschedule because they have you right there. But Gloss Genius actually sends over the appointment reminders, the confirmation messages, so you don't have to do that. So I feel like after using the Gloss Genius, I've seen less cancellations and reschedules, which is very nice to keep my schedule consistent and my clients. Okay, education builds trust, helping clients protect their investment. One of the easiest ways to improve retention is through education. As professionals, we spend years learning about lashes, products, retention and styling, and aftercare. Our clients don't have that same knowledge, and that's okay. It's our responsibility to guide them. I make it a point to discuss aftercare with every client because I want them to understand how to properly care for their lashes at home or their facial or their waxing. So I do have for their first appointment little aftercare cards that you can implement as well. And I'll put like little lash stickers, some spoolies in it, and sometimes like a little piece of candy, which now they're going home with something. They don't only just have a service that they left from, but now they have something to go home, and that shows that you care about your business and you're thinking of them as well. When clients understand the importance of cleansing, brushing, avoiding certain products, maintaining their fill schedule, they're much more likely to achieve better retention and better results. I also explained that lash appointments are an investment, just like you wouldn't spend money on your hair and then ignore it or purchase a new car and never maintain it. Lash extensions require proper care to get the best results. Education helps clients feel empowered instead of corrected. When clients understand the why behind your recommendations, they're more likely to trust you, follow your advice, and continue investing in the service long term. Trust is one of the strongest retention tools that we have. As lash artists, this is the biggest seller and most important product to have in our office space, studio, your lash room, your treatment room, whatever you'd like to call it. Having a good cleanser is so important, and Sugar Lash Pro actually has a wonderful lash cleanser. This is the Lash Pure Cleanser. It's professional grade, gentle formula, oil free, and retention focused. There are so many third party sellers on Amazon and all over, and I've had a few clients in the past that would be like, oh, I'm just going to get my lash wash on Amazon. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that. Like, you don't know if someone's refilling the bottle with something else that can cause an eye infection, bad results with cleaning. Maybe more lashes are falling out because there are oils in it. That's why the Lash Pure Cleanser is something that I highly recommend. That both you and your client can feel confident about and trust. Taking proper care of eyelash health is just as important as proper isolation and having the client and the lash client, sorry, the lash artist and the client having that care at the appointment. So having these on hand makes it easy and accessible for clients to purchase at the appointment with you. So I actually have my retail as soon as clients walk in. I have a ladder shelf. I got it from Facebook Marketplace, so you can shop cheap to find things for your studio. And I have the lash cleansers right there. So when clients walk in, that's the first thing that they see. And after completing a lash service, I'll say, I have this amazing Lash Pure cleanser here. And then they're usually like, you know what, I already spent money on the service. I want to maintain it. And they will use it. Also, we do have cleansing brushes as well online. Another thing that is very important is eyelash serum. So Sugar Lash Pro has an eyelash serum. It's 100% oil-free and it's safe for eyelash extensions. It's a 5 ml tube, making it nearly double of the size of a standard 3 ml that most companies do have. Amino acid rich formula helps support keratin production for stronger looking lashes. It's free of parabens, sulfates, and other harmful chemicals. It can be used with lash lifts and brow laminations, and consistent daily use may show visible improvement in as little as 30 days. And I wanted to touch on this a little bit because I feel like continuing to invest while you have the service, it's not just, oh, I'm just going to get my lashes and I'm not going to clean them. I'm not going to maintain my natural lash health. There are clients out there that, maybe pick up their lashes more. Maybe they have more of an anxious life. I do notice when clients use an eyelash serum while having extensions, their retention is a lot better and their natural lashes look much healthier as well. It can be as simple as just brushing them too rough or sleeping on your face at night. It's not always the lash artist or the client intentionally doing something. Communication builds trust. Every interaction reflects your business. Communication is one of the easiest ways to build trust before a client even walks through your door. Think about this conversation here. The client isn't just asking a question, they're looking for guidance. Instead of giving a one word answer, we're educating them, asking about their goals, and helping them choose the service that best fits their lifestyle. That interaction immediately positions you as an expert and not just someone selling a service. Every text message, DM, email, or phone call reflects your business. Clients remember how you made them feel long before they remember the appointment itself. When you respond promptly, professionally, and genuinely, you're building confidence before they even book. And once they're in your chair, that trust is already established. Great communication also prevents misunderstanding. By explaining maintenance, setting realistic expectations, and recommending the right service instead of the most expensive one, clients know you're looking out for their best interest. People don't stay loyal because you have the prettiest lashes on Instagram. They stay loyal because they trust you. Communication is part of the client experience, and every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen that relationship. So, on the photo that we have here, someone is texting for a natural look for their lashes and implementing, like I said before, other services into your schedule. Not only can you say like, oh, well, I can only do classic eyelash extensions. You can also offer them a lash lift and tint, which is very nice. And it all depends on their maintenance. Are they looking for something that they only come in every 6 to 8 weeks? Are they looking for something that they want to maintain and have their lashes more defined and much longer than a lash lift could give them? So you're looking to give the client what they're looking for and not what you're looking for out of your pocket. Because if you think about it, for instance, my lash lift and tints are 105 on Long Island, which is on the cheaper side. My classic lash extensions are 154 a full set. If a client comes back every 2 weeks with a classic lash extension service, I will be making $65 each time they come in. So, of course, if I offer them classic lash extensions, it will bring in more revenue, I bring in more profit. But is that what the client really wants? If they're happier with the maintenance, they will come back every 6 to 8 weeks and say, hey, Carolann, I'm ready for my next lash lift and tint. Like, when can we schedule or whatever? So it's good to have both options and do what the client wants and not what your pockets may need at the time. Why my clients stay. With 6 years in the business, and many of my clients have been with me for years because I'm not the cheapest artist on Long Island. I'm not the newest artist. I'm not the trendiest artist, but many of my clients have been with me for years because they trust me. They know I'll answer their questions and I'll educate them on anything that they need. And sorry, I'm consistent, provide the same level of care every time they walk through my door, and that's what real retention looks like in real life. Now, when we talk about communication, a lot of artists immediately say, I don't have enough time between clients, cleaning inventory, social media, and trying to have a life outside of work. There simply aren't enough hours in the day. That's where technology and AI can actually become an advantage instead of something to fear. I know that a lot of us work 12 hours. There are some days where I will get in at 5:45 in the morning and I won't get home until 7 o'clock at night. And this next topic that I'm talking about actually helped me tremendously with my business and with me being able to have a little bit more personal time in my life away from my business. So, this next slide is very, very important. So, AI isn't your competition. Using technology to work smarter, not harder. I think that one of the biggest misconceptions in our industry right now is that AI is somehow going to replace beauty professionals. The reality is, AI cannot perform a lash service. It cannot build genuine client relationships, create an in person experience, earn trust and loyalty, and replace your expertise. What it can do is help us become more efficient business owners. I'm sure we have all seen the eyelash robots. I do not believe that an eyelash robot will ever replace us. God forbid there's a malfunction or something like that. It's not like they are doing something else on, the body. They're doing it on your eyes. Our eyes are everything. It's how we see, we look at things, we understand things. So I personally would never let a robot, do anything on me. And I'm sure a lot of people will agree. So I've had a lot of clients actually come into my office and be like, "Did you see the robot thing?" And they're like, I would never let. I'm happy with you." So I don't think that that's ever something to be concerned about. AI can help you write captions in social media posts, create marketing content, draft client communication, organize ideas, and save time on administrative tasks. Technology has changed every industry, and ours is no different. AI is becoming a powerful tool for business owners, but it's important to understand the difference between a tool and a replacement. AI can help us save time, stay organized, and create content more efficiently. What it cannot do is perform a service, build trust, or create client relationships that keep them coming back year after year. Artists who learn how to use AI will have an advantage over the ones who tend to ignore it. If you have ever used ChatGPT or any type of AI platform, put a heart in the comments. Okay, if you haven't, you're not behind, but if you learn how to use it well, you can save yourself hours every single week. So, just a few of the things that it can do to help our businesses is write Instagram captions and educational posts, brainstorm promotions and giveaways, seasonal campaigns, draft client messages, policies and appointment reminders, organize ideas for webinars, classes, and SOPs, summarize research so you can learn faster, and save time on administrative tasks so you can focus on clients. Okay. If you do use AI currently in your business, what do you use it for? Client messages, social media marketing, marketing ideas. I haven't used it, or I use it for everything. So for me, I use AI for everything. AI is like my therapy, work partner, assistant, idea creator. Anything that I exit, I have an answer in seconds, which is um, it's so much easier. Instead of, I used to use Canva and it would take me so long to create something. I have nothing against Canva. I still think it's a very, very good tool to use. But someone like me that only has so much time after clients or in between my day, if I'm just like, hey, create, a giveaway for August, things that I can do, or what are some good ideas that won't leave me with discounting so many services. So a lot of my ideas actually come from AI, which helps me with new ideas, new content creation as well. Okay, so prompt one. Create educational content. Act as an experienced licensed esthetician and social media marketing expert. Write an educational Instagram caption explaining why lash retention may be affected by hormones. Use language that's easy for clients to understand, avoid medical jargon, keep it professional and friendly, and end with a question that encourages engagement. Include a short call to action inviting clients to ask questions or book an appointment. Okay. So here's the result from that prompt. Notice I didn't just ask ChatGPT to write me a caption. I gave it a role. I told it who I was writing as and what topic to cover, the tone I wanted, and even how I wanted it to end. The more specific your prompt is, the better your results will be. In less than a minute, now I have an educational post that I can personalize with my own voice, add a photo, fact check if needed, and um, and publish. Instead of spending 30 minutes staring at a blank screen like I used to, I spent that time editing and making it mine. This isn't limited to Instagram. The same content can be repurposed into a Facebook post, an email newsletter, a blog post, or even broken into educational story series. The goal isn't to let AI replace your creativity, it's to eliminate writer's block so you can spend more time serving your clients. Okay, so this is a real world customer challenge. We have all been there. And I know that using AI has helped me tremendously to get my point across, or sometimes I'm a little too nice, or sometimes a little too firm. So it can actually help you reword things better. So for this one, act as an experienced licensed esthetician and customer service expert. Write a professional, kind, and firm response to a client who wants to reschedule their lash appointment in less than 24 hours before their appointment. Acknowledge their situation, explain my 24-hour cancellation policy respectfully, and let them know the cancellation fee still applies. Keep the tone warm, professionally, and empathetic while maintaining my business boundaries. So, as beauty professionals, we all have different difficult conversations, late cancellations, reschedules, no-shows, and policy reminders. These conversations can be uncomfortable, especially when emotions are involved. AI can help you communicate clearly, professionally, and consistently while still allowing you to review the message and make it your own. Okay. As business owners, we all have those moments where we're frustrated or emotional or unsure how to word something. AI can help you create a thoughtful, professional response while allowing you to review it and make it your own before hitting send. A thing that I love about ChatGPT is being able to focus on the tone of the message. You can simply ask for ChatGPT to be a little bit firmer, softer, or come across as more understanding. When it comes to using a platform like this, the world is literally like your oyster. So you can see the results on the left side here, and then on the right side, that is asking for it to be like a little bit more firm. ChatGPT is wonderful for this because I do feel like sometimes I am a little too nice, and maybe I need something that's going to push me to be a little bit more firmer with my policies. So, yeah. All right, we'll go to the next slide here. Prompt 3, business growth. So, act as an experienced beauty business consultant. Give me 5 creative ways to increase client retention without lowering my prices. Focus on improving the client experience, building loyalty, increasing referrals, encouraging rebooking, and creating long term relationships. Avoid discounting services and provide practical ideas that can be implemented in a beauty business. So, one of the biggest misconceptions in our field is that the only way to keep clients is by lowering your prices. Instead, I ask AI for attention ideas that focus on client experience and long term loyalty. This is a great way to brainstorm new ideas when you're feeling stuck or want a fresh perspective. One of my favorite ways to use AI is a brainstorming partner. There are times we're so busy working on our business that we don't have time to work on our business. Instead of staring at a blank page, wondering what I could do differently, I can ask AI for ideas like this in seconds. The important thing to remember is that you don't have to use every single suggestion that AI gives you. Maybe only one idea stands out to you, but if that one idea helps improve your client experience or keeps a client back, it was worth asking. Notice that none of these ideas involve lowering your prices. They focus on building relationships, creating a memorable experience, and giving clients a reason to choose you again and again. And that's how you build loyalty. So, what ChatGPT gave was personalize every visit, educate your clients, encourage consistent rebooking, create memorable experiences, and reward loyalty, not discount. So, a lot of the things that we talked about today actually AI came up with as well. Just another thing to remember is that AI can generate ideas, but it's your personality, your service, and your client experience that turn those ideas into lasting relationships. The greatest competitive advantage, professional customization, cannot be automated. So, one of the reasons I'm not afraid of AI is because it cannot replace this. Anyone can copy a picture from Pinterest, but creating a lash set that complements someone's eye shape, protects their natural lashes, and matches their lifestyle requires education, experience, and critical thinking. When a client sits in my chair, I'm evaluating much more than the style that they want. I'm looking at their natural lash health, their density, their growth pattern, eye shape, and how they care for their lashes at home. Those decisions AI cannot make for me. Two clients can walk into my room asking for the same exact set, and they may leave with completely different lash maps because their natural lashes, eye shape, and goals are different. That's what professional customization looks like. Protect your margins without raising prices. Increase profitability by maxing the value of every appointment. Did you know that I've only raised my prices 3 times in the last 6 years? When I tell people that, they're like, "Are you crazy?" But I always wanted to stay affordable and consistent for my clients so they continue to have trust in me. As prices increase, such as rent, supplies, and more overhead costs, I have made sure to maximize every appointment that walks through my door. Such as retail. Retail should never feel like you're selling. If a client needs a lash cleanser or an aftercare product to improve their results, recommending is solving a problem, it's not making a sale. I love to do small add-ons. Some months I'll do like upgrades like LED therapy, hydrogelly masks, brow services like brow cleanups, facial massages, colored extensions, 10-minute scalp massage, or other enhancements that can increase the value of an appointment without adding too much time. I will sometimes post, you know, a $10 add-on for 10 minutes of a rosemary scalp massage. People love that because not only are they relaxed during their lash appointment, but now they can have 10 minutes of a nice scalp massage, and that people really like that. And you're not even adding that much time into the appointment. If you add an extra 10 minutes, you just made an extra $10 or however you would like to price it as. Rebooking. Every client who leaves without their next appointment creates uncertainty in your schedule. Encouraging consistent rebooking benefits both you and your client. Reducing waste, take inventory regularly, and be intentional with your product usage. Small improvements can make a meaningful difference over time. I know for the people that are here and we do lash lifts or brow laminations, I will set up my cart and have everything ready, and I'll place a few of the microfiber wands, and all of a sudden I see myself reaching back into the drawer and grabbing more. And that's why it's always important to make sure that you have enough during the service and you're using it appropriately. Maybe I could have swiped one more time instead of grabbing another one. And that will help over time. You would definitely see a difference in your expenses. And then lifetime value. One appointment is important, but a client who returns for years is what builds a sustainable business. The future belongs to those who adapt. Today we talked about the economy, AI, client retention, and the future of our industry. My hope is that you leave here today not afraid of change. My hope is that you leave here excited about the opportunities that it creates. Because the artists who are continue to learn, adapt, and putting their clients first won't just survive, they will absolutely thrive. So AI will continue to evolve, our economy will continue to change, client expectations will continue to grow, but your ability to adapt will always be your greatest advantage. Let's see here. I hope that you guys leave here today feeling encouraged and not intimidating where our industry is headed. The beauty industry has always evolved and it will continue to evolve. The artists who stay curious, continue learning, build relationships, and embrace new tools without losing the personal touch are the ones who will continue to do well year after year. To end off our webinar today, I'd love to have everyone participate in some polls to go over what we learned and recap. So the first poll here is what is one strategy that you're most excited to implement after today's webinar? Improving client retention, enhancing the client experience, using AI more effectively, or increasing retail sales? Okay. What is your biggest source of new clients currently? Is it Instagram, Facebook, referrals, or walk-ins? Mine at the moment is Instagram and referrals. I don't have walk-ins. I actually have on my door. It's like by appointment only, because we never know how long a lash set will take us. But sometimes I do post on Facebook for friends and family to see. There are also Facebook communities that you can always post in, if you're having specials for the month. For me, I have the Sable community, the Patch Dog community, Baker Blue Point community, and let's just say you need a lash model and you're trying to learn how to do a lash lift and tint or brow lamination. and you don't have friends or family that are available, you can always make a post on those community groups and actually have someone come in, which is very nice. Or Instagram, you can always make a post and you can have your friends share it. Referrals are obviously amazing. I would have to say probably 90% of my clientele is from referrals. It's so funny. I'll have like someone's daughter come in and then her mom after, or the cousin or the best friend. So it's nice to have that connection. And also, referrals are nice because you kind of already know who's walking through the door. What is your favorite type of client? Is it chatty and social, quiet and relaxed, tries every service, or refers everyone? I think my favorite type of client is chatty and social because I am very chatty and social. I love to get to know people, what they do for work, um, what they're doing later. I like to know about their life. It creates a personalized experience every single time that they come in. And it makes them excited to come back to the appointment to update you as well. But then, of course, if a client has a day where they just want to be quiet and relaxed and they take a lash nap, that's okay. And of course, I think that we all have clients that are just like, if you have a new service, excuse me, you can try anything on me. And then you have clients that have referred everyone. And also, another thing I wanted to bring up is when I first started doing facials, I offered facials at $50 an hour, which is like very cheap. I actually had a client named Krista who came in for it, and little did I know that over time that her sister would come to me for eyelash extensions. Her friend Chrissy would come to me for facials and lash lift and tints, and so on and so forth. And it just trickles down. So referrals are wonderful for our business. How do you usually fill a slow week? Do you run a promotion, focus on social media, reach out to existing clients, or wait and hope bookings come in? So I feel like if I ever have a slow week, I will post on my Instagram story and I'll be like, cancellation, I just had one. I have an available appointment on Wednesday at 12:30. And then sometimes people be like, oh, that time works for me, and then they'll book it. um, or you can focus on social media a little bit more, maybe do some more content with your current clientele at the time. Reaching out to existing clients that you trust and you're like, hey, next time you come in, do you want to do a video? I'll give you a complimentary hydrogelly mask or something like that. And then wait and hope that bookings come in. No one should ever do that. You can definitely implement another way to bring in clientele. You never know. The one post that you make or the one story that you make can actually make all the difference and bring in a new client. If you can improve one area of your business tomorrow, what would it be? So I'm trying to think, what would I improve in my business? I would try to implement for me more facials and more lash lifts. I have been really enjoying the lash lifts lately. It's so nice that when you do have a booked and busy schedule and you can't fit another eyelash extension client, these clients are coming in every 6 to 8 weeks. So even if I did like, a complimentary LED service with any lash lift next month, people love free, people love complimentary things, and it's really not going to break my budget to put an LED lamp over them with the little goggles. So that's something that I can improve in my business. What is one task in your business that you spend too much time on? Could AI help you with it? So, like I said before, for me, I was spending a lot of time on text messages back to clients, especially clients that were a little bit more on the difficult side. I would sit there for like 20 minutes and I would ask my friends, like, do you think that this is good? Or my girlfriend, do you think that this is good? Or my parents, do you think, So AI is like an unbiased opinion, and sometimes it's nice to have that when you feel stuck. Um, and also, like I said, as well, like promotions, giveaways, ideas. So you guys can definitely implement that in your business with AI. What makes your client experience something that AI or a DIY lash kit could never replace? I wish I could read your comments. I'm sorry, I'm unable to. But My client experience is something that AI or DIY lash kits could never replace because I remember the small things about my clients. I remember if they had an ultrasound 2 weeks ago, if they had a party or an event, if that went away, and as soon as they walk through the door, how was your vacation? How was this? Or if they come in and they're upset about something, there are times where like I will sit with them for a little bit before we even start the service just to have a conversation. Clients feel heard and valued by me, and that's why my business has continued to thrive over the past 6 years. And as far as DIY lash kits, I I'm not like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of them, but the DIY lash kits, as I said before and mentioned, that it does not sometimes it's not good for the natural lash health. So replacing eyelash extensions or lash lifts are much more safer on the DIY, I'm sorry, on the natural lashes versus the DIY lash kits. If you can give one piece of advice to the version of yourself who is just starting out, what would it be? I think that this is a really good question, especially for people who are just starting out in the industry. And you guys can actually read each other's comments. Because I feel like in the beginning we're very hard on ourselves. We're never gonna have bookings. We're never gonna get busy. I'm never gonna have my own studio. The biggest piece of advice is be patient and work your butt off. There were times when I was working the retail job and the lashing job where I would work 7:30 to 3:30 at the retail job, and then I would come home, get ready, and be at the lash boutique from 5 to 9. Or I would go in from 7 to 12 at the lash boutique and then work 2:30 to 10:30. It's going to be difficult in the beginning, but the back pain won't continue, only sometimes. Your hands won't cramp all the time. Your hands will get used to it. So the version of myself from back then, I would just say to be patient and everything will definitely be worth all your hard work. Okay, so to end off the slide, remember AI can generate ideas, only you can build trust, only you can create confidence, only you can deliver an unforgettable client experience. All right, so this is the upcoming webinar that we have with Karina. It's July 23rd at 2:00 p.m. EST. And of course, the cost is free again. It's advanced mapping for every face. Learn how to design custom lash maps that enhance each client's features using intentional mapping based on facial structure and eye shape from a Sugar Lash Pro educator herself. So you can go into Sugar Lash Pro's Instagram bio to register. It's going to be very educational for people who have already been in the industry for years or people who are just starting out. I know that I'm going to be there because I'm very excited. Okay, and here's a QR code that you can actually scan. We would love to hear your feedback from today's webinar and things that you would like to hear us talk about next. My Lash Instagram is at the bottom there. If you have any questions, please type it in the comments if you have anything for me, and Tammy will come on and let me know what your questions are. Don't forget to follow Sugar Lash Pro as well. I'm available all the time on my Instagram. I'm constantly working on my business. So if anyone that's on here today has any questions for me, please feel free to message me on my Lash Instagram. And don't forget to do the QR code for our feedback and things that you would like to see in the future. We're always looking for new ideas to help beauty professionals. Thank you all for your time today. Thank you for investing in yourself and your business as well. And we also have a exclusive birthday discount that Tammy is going to put for, I believe it is 30% off. Make sure you use that. It's a great discount for our products for you guys to either try, and I know that you're going to love them. But yeah, that's everything for today. Thank you guys again for meeting with me, and I hope you guys have a really good day.